My name is Ann Davison, or as only Roddy was allowed to call me, Annie. Don't get used to that. I'd like to ask my classmates, Leon, class of 82 and 83, who are here today, to stand for a moment with me. To be here representing you all. Rod joined us, many of us grew up together, born right down the street at Tallahassee Memorial Hospital. We went to elementary school, middle school, high school together. And on 11th grade, a new guy from up north somewhere, that's what we thought of Maryland in those days, is up north, popped into our school and into our hearts. On day one, he was a stranger, but on day two, he was our friend. And for more than 35 years, he's been that and even more. So how did Rod do it? How did Rod have such an impact on so many people? Well, as I see it, early on, we all noticed Rod lives by a slightly different set of rules than most of us. He doesn't look at things like timeliness and deadlines. It's particularly relevant. I see a few principals shaking their heads. If it happened once, it happened 100 times. I would come over to pick him up to go out for a night on the town, pull in the driveway of the family house on Trescott, park, go in the back door. Has anyone ever used the front door? The house open? I don't think it actually opens. Mr. Durham would be sitting in his chair and he'd say, "Roddy's not ready. Come on in. Mrs. Durham's in the kitchen, have something to eat," which I would, because it was nothing like what I was eating in my house. And I learned patience waiting for Rod. It was worth it. The times I got to spend with Mr. and Mrs. Durham, sometimes Marcellus would be there, Elise would scramble by, Uncle Clarence, I remember you very well. It was well worth waiting for Rod, because when he did come out, he came out bouncing and hugging and smiling, and we'd have a lovely evening together. A number of us worked on the school paper, The High Life. We would work hard to make our deadlines, to get the paper done on time, but inevitably we were always waiting for Rod to turn in his story. David Lee, we were usually waiting for you too. But when the story came in, it was worth the wait, because Rod could tell a story. That man knew how to write. He was so innovative, he saw big things. When we were in 12th grade, we took this aptitude test, and the results came back. The results said that Rod had a failure, an inability to distinguish between reality and fantasy. I think Mrs. Durham was really worried about that. And I teased him about that relentlessly for years, until he turned that inability into a gift. And he became an actor and a teacher of drama. And he helped us understand what others see as challenges, he sees as opportunities. When we were in high school, there was a lot of cliques. We had the jocks, the band geeks, the freaks, the Archies. Can someone tell me what those were? I don't understand. The socialites. And everybody was in one clique, maybe two. Rod had friends in all of them. Because as we heard this morning, he didn't put labels on people. People were not black or white, gay or straight, popular or not. He saw us all for who we really are and who we could be. If you went to the movies with Rod, show of hands, who's gone to the movies with Rod? Did you ever notice how you don't leave until the credits roll? Because he had respect for every single person that contributed to the production of that film, that movie, that play. And if you went to a restaurant with Rod, what was the first thing he would do? Lean in, ask the waiter or the waitress their name, and always called them by name the entire rest of the meal. He saw great potential in us all. And as we've seen by the news reports, the media, the social media, the last several days, he had great potential. He had great accomplishments. He attained great things, just like he wished for us. So Rod's resting today, but his soul, his spirit, his confidence in every one of us lives on forever. Thank you for sharing your brother and your son with us. We love you.